Welcome, comic book fans. Today, we're going to try and help some comic creators reach their crowdfunding goal because making comics is hard, but getting people to buy them is even harder. We're here to help.
Today, Destiny will choose 3 indie comic campaigns for us to look at and review. By the end of the show, we will choose who to give our money to based off that pitch. Watch to the end, see if you agree. So let's spin that wheel because
there can be only one.
Beautifully done. How you doing today, Smurf?
I am excellent, sir. Guess what?
Guess what? Big news.
It's hoodie weather finally. Yay!
Yeah, speaking of that, you guys could go onto the Action Studios site and get your own hoodie, Mythica hoodie. Let's see. Let me pull that up for them real quick. There's a beautiful picture of the.
It is
you and I.
There is you and I all buddied up. It's great. I like it. Who wore it better? That's what we should title that. We can do it. I'm telling you.
Let's see. Let's share the screen.
But I have so many hoodies, I can go an entire month without wearing one twice. Look at that. Look at those sexy bitches. Damn. How do I look like that, sir? Where do I go to find the sexiness?
ActionLineStudios.com. That's where you go, guys, and that can help support the channel. It can help us keep this show going. As you guys already know, we have we're using StreamYard, and StreamYard's rates went up, so we want to be sure and try to counteract that with some purchases on the site. Also, while we're here, I want to go ahead and show you that we have all the issues of Mythica. Issues 1 and 2 are available at 25% off, so you guys can check them out. We also have them available on digital copies for 99 cents, as well as original art, all kinds of other fun and sexy stuff going on here on the website. So be sure and check it out at actionlinestudios.com. And
there's more?
There's more, but wait, there's more. This is our 25th episode. So we're going to do a giveaway because of that to commemorate 25 episodes in pretty exciting stuff.
That's a benchmark.
So, I know, right? So to one lucky winner from this show, we're going to give away this hardback edition of Mythica Darkness Rising, which collects the first 6 issues of Mythica. And the way this is going to work is that anyone who comments on the YouTube channel video from this video will be entered to win. We will announce the winner in the next episode. Now, to clarify, the comment section is different than the live chat. So if you're chatting right now, you're a part of the live stream. You have to wait until the show's over to go comment. And we're doing this for 2 reasons. 1, because we want to give away some free stuff to you guys for your support. And 2, because we want to get some comments going on the YouTube channel and help it to grow. Speaking of comments, we've got some comments in the chat right now. We got Kristen Kiltastic says, hey, what's up?
Hello.
We have my automated bot saying, feel free to use real words and start a conversation.
Right? That's like I just suddenly had AI just suddenly spam me. Like, what the hell?
John from Part-Time Comics. He's here with us, rocking on. And Todd Rader. Thanks, John. Says that's a sick hardcover. So, yeah, be sure you guys, like, after the show, go over to YouTube, comments in the comment section, and enter to win. Since this is the first time we've done this, your chances are good of winning that prize. Colleen says, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Colleen.
Good morning to you.
Chris, all right, says, let's go. So, yeah, we got all kinds of things happening this morning. We got 25th episode. We got a bunch of entries on our Wheel of Destiny. We mentioned last show, and I'm still cultivating how to make this happen, but we want to do a comic book showdown t-shirt. I'm thinking about doing 2 different kinds. One is just like generic comic book showdown shirt with maybe like there could be only one holding a comic up in the background or something. Thinking about having an art contest to have that design, and then we also want to do a rock tour band kind of shirt where we'll collect all the winners from like say each quarter, like every 3 months, and put it on the back of the shirt like touring style with the different dates. And then you guys that are winners can go and grab that shirt. We'll make it, as affordable as possible. That way you can help support the show in that way and be able to advertise that you were a winner on the show. Like you were chosen by destiny.
And if you're a sponsor or a business and you would like to be part of comic book history in the making, by all means, please be a sponsor of the t-shirt. Be a sponsor of us. We are here every week, faithfully, rain, shine, spinal tap, whatever happens, we do persevere. But please, by all means, we are looking for sponsorship for not only the shirt, but the show itself.
Absolutely. Yes. We want to keep this show going. We want to keep supporting different campaigns each week. We want to keep helping artists, and let's get right into it. That's what we do on this show. In this show, we're going to dive deep into 3 different indie comics that have been chosen by destiny to discuss how to avoid costly mistakes, how to make money from your campaigns, how to succeed at crowdfunding. There are some definite tried and true things that people have learned along the way that we want to pass on this show. So that's what we're here for. All right. So let's one more thing. Also, congrats to last week's winner. The Sound of Thunder presents Queen of Hell.
Such a rock ballad. Just angry rock ballad. Just
Yes, if you like rock music, you like metal, you'll like what they got going on. They are a band first, and now they're into comic creating, much like Coheed and Cambria and much of the other great rock artists that have gone into making comics. I love it. I wonder if they'll have some, special exclusives that we can send off to CGC and get them to sign or something. That'd be great.
Dude, I still want an album. That album, especially like the blank album covered so that they can sketch on. I'm just like, oh, the inner collector in me is just frothing of anticipation.
Right.
Or again, I need a tetanus shot. I don't know which.
One of the two.
One of the two.
Maybe just a shot, like a whiskey or something.
What do you think's in the coffee?
What do you think's in the coffee?
It is Friday.
Yeah. All right. Yes, it's Friday. Our friends, let's get into some comics because that's what you're here for. We want to check out some indie comics. So let's see, first of all, what names we have on the Wheel of Destiny. Let's see. Let me share this one. And we'll go over to. Uh-oh.
Yeah, super producer Ray is off this week. He's busy attending said concert in Vegas. So we're a little envious, and we might put him in punishment when he gets back, just because. Well, we can.
Right. All right. A lot of great entries today. We've got, let's see, going to the top, The Mythicals, The Four, Red Cat, Mercer 2, Pots and Panels, a comic book anthology, Proctor 123, Mega Maiden, Blade Shot, new issue 4, including issues 1, 2, and 3, Super Team International, Cyanide Kisses, Danger Squad, and looks like Proctor number 3 is on there twice. Turn that one off. All right, so good catch. So I think that that means that it's time.
Let's fucking go!
There can be only one Highlander type situation. Behold, my wheel of
Destiny!
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Time to spin the wheel.
Let's do it. It's time to spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel!
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
So wrong.
Right out of the gate, our first selection is a friend of mine. Blade Shot 124. Some of you might know that I did some covers for Blade Shot issues 2 and issues 3. I actually have copies of some of those if you guys are interested. If you go support their campaign, I don't know that they have those old issues, so you can get some more from me. So we're anxious to see how their campaign does. I'm suspecting well based on the topic and the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to like that Lugia one that we saw.
Hey, check all the boxes.
Yep. All right, let's do our next one here. Next up, Pots and Panels, comic book anthology and cookbook. Perfect. That leaves our last one. Which one's it going to be? Looks like, right at the last second.
Ugh.
Mercer issue 2. I believe Mercer issue 1 was on our show once upon a time. Maybe they picked up some stuff from our last show, and we'll have some exciting stuff to check out.
Excited.
All right. Yeah. All right. Are you ready, sir?
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter. Let's get at her. All right. Our first one up is a campaign that hits the same kind of buttons that the one a couple weeks ago Lugie hits. It's specifically designed for that audience on Kickstarter that it does so well.
We need an eye catch up. Oh, I know. Let's bend a woman over.
All right. Yes. Yeah. You guys want to see one of the covers I've done for them?
Can you put it on YouTube?
There's 2 versions.
Okay.
Of course, I grabbed the versions that I can't show. Let me see. Okay, good. Here's one that's covered. So I do have 2 different versions of this. This is from issue 2. All right, so let me get to back to our main screen here. So this is the regular edition, issue 2, and then there's also a not safe for work version of this one, and then there's also a cover I did for issue 3 that'll be, I think it's coming out like right now as they're launching this issue 4. So you guys can add that on if you end up getting this campaign. But let's see what this campaign is all about. Let's see. Let's get this in a place that I like it here. Don't like any of these. We'll just go with that one. Yeah. I'm trying to find which one that I want to go with. All right. Blade Shot Part 4. Babes, Blades, and Tentacles. The gun that shoots knives. Blade Shot's back, baby. They've already hit their goal. It's only been up for about 2 days, 3 days. They had a short, like 24-day campaign, and they're already at 200 backers. Goes to show you what does well on Kickstarter. But let's see what the video tells us.
Hello, my name is Brett. I am the co-author and anchor for the Blade Shot series. I wanted to... Hold on a second. Hello?
Hey, we're getting some early feedback on the Blade Shot 4 video.
Okay.
It's not great. Listen to this. Who's the new guy? Where's the younger one? Why do I feel like he's going to attack me? Boner? Gone.
What the
I know, right? So, can you just put the camera on your cat?
My cat?
Mm-hmm. Yep. People like cats.
My cat.
blades, babes, and bubbles? Bladeshot returns for this all-new and thrilling 4th chapter in the ongoing saga about the gun that shoots knives.
OMG, so precious.
We last left Sadie following a hard-won victory against Sagruel and Brexod, the dynamic duo of devastation and desire. That victory is short-lived, as a pair of massive botanical legs have appeared in Tokyo Bay, and citizens are captured in a legion of pink bubbles.
Oh, cutest kitty ever.
Along with the revelations that her mother may still be alive, and her ex-boyfriend's magical betrayal, Sadie must determine the best course of action to stop an invasion from a demonic alternate reality.
Stop, that is too cute.
Check out Bladeshot Part 4's incredible new covers gallery, and catch up on Parts 1 through 3 by backing the campaign and helping us to unlock a slew of new stretch goals. Do you like action, adventure, and a hero you can root for? Back Bladeshot now. Sheet Comics makes no guarantee that Castle the Cat will appear in the final comic. Characters and content subject to change without notice.
All right, sir. Well, it made him laugh.
You know what? Sometimes you just gotta stick with the joke. That's wow. That was okay. That was fun. We got all of the information. It's just getting there. They need to speed up that intro a little bit. The back and forth was cool, but it needs to speed up a little bit.
To be honest, I think this is a case of like, well, especially in the intro part, like I think they know that like nobody cares. They just want to like see the boobies and show me the comic stuff. So they're just having a little bit of fun.
And you know what? That's what I like. I like the whole aspect of them. Yeah, we're gonna screw with you. We know why you're here, and we're not gonna give it to you right away. And that's what I really like. And they hold on to that joke all the way to the end. So I applaud for that. That is great.
Similar to what we said about Loogie, this is a case of knowing your audience, knowing what they want, and in this case, like holding off on it a little bit. Going back to the actual video, I noticed, just like most comic creators, a lot of us just don't want to be in front of the camera. So if you can find unique ways to like not be in front of the camera, then great. You just still got to get the information. And the way they did that here, I don't know if you guys can tell, but that's like an AI voice just reading text.
No, I didn't know that was an AI voice. Damn it! Really?
Your job's getting taken.
My job's getting replaced by AI. What the hell?
Hey, if you can sound like a cutesy anime girl, then maybe you can hold on to your job.
Hi! I'm here for bubbles and knives. Okay, I could try. Damn it!
All right, I can't give any 100% guarantees, but I'm like 90% sure that that's an AI voice. I feel like I've heard it before. But again, like, just so you guys know, if you're watching this, you're making your own video. We've talked in the past about how people who are making their own video, they're not comfortable talking on the camera. It sounds really dry, whatever. Like, there's AI voices now. Use them,
Or just hire me.
Or hire Smurf. That would be better. That keeps people working,
Keeps people working. But keeps this light on.
Yep. Yes, keeps the show going. All the things, right? But yeah, like they used what they had at their disposal. They had, the video that actually showed the part about what was going on was very informative. Lots of, visuals moving around, some effects. Emerald says, no AI, Smurf only for voiceovers. I agree. If you want a cutesy anime chick, hire Smurf. He's got you covered. Come on, can we hear your cutesy anime voice?
All right. Here's what I thought. This was amazing. Uh-huh. And what happened at the end was so unpredictable.
It's like if Mickey Mouse suddenly became
just androgynous. Yeah.
Androgynous.
And that's just me making that off the top of my head. If I had a script, oh, good God.
Oh, good God.
Oh, good God.
This guy can do everything. This
do
is
it
why
all.
you need him, ladies and gentlemen.
And I agree. I thought everything was really well done. I love the pitch. They didn't bury the lead. I'm going to let him recover. Again, this is great. I love the lead in. The only critique that I can give is the audio in the beginning is a little echoey and rough, and no one, like Matt says, no one really likes speaking in front of a camera. That is the number one fear of public speaking. Camera's right up there, so I get it, but at least when you do your audio, send it through like a normalization. It's a neat little edit thing that's right there that you can do on your timeline so that everything matches up, and you'll avoid that kind of issue in the future. But I mean, the power of the cat compels you. That's.
I feel like they, now to be clear, like the guy that is at the beginning who cuts in and says, "Hey, use your cat." Right?
Yeah,
that person also helped me with some of my Kickstarter editing. He does some editing stuff, and so he knows a lot of the rules about what works on on Kickstarter, like how to lay things out. He's really good. And so he did a great job setting up the page, which we'll take a quick glance at. We can see here there's right up at the top, we've got early bird specials. Special thank you for everyone who shows up early. Day one backers will receive a Blade Cycle 1.0 art print, which is pretty cool. And having those early bird backers is a good way to get your numbers up quickly. That's probably why they have so many backers right away. The main thing is to announce that somewhere beforehand, whether it's on your email lists or on social media, something like that.
Well, and I did like through the video, the actual content, the meat of them. If you back this, it also unlocks all of this. And they did exactly what we have talked about in the past, showing what the stretch goals and what the options are as you're explaining it, keeping people engaged and progressing the video so that you're not losing any of your viewers and you still are getting your message across. And time-wise, just perfect. It laid it all out quite succinctly.
Yeah, I agree. They did a good job with it. I had fun with it. Let's see. This is an issue 4. So, if you're coming into this for the first time, you can, you're going to have to probably invest in some more. So I can see that they've got some digital rewards. We've got a digital Blade Shot number 4. We've got Blade Shot, just the main cover. And then I don't see, let's see, we got Blade Shot A, Blade Shot covers. I'm looking to see if there's like a Blade Shot digital set that has all 4. Blade Shots part 1 through 4 catch-up tier. This is for the actual like physical copies. So they'll probably have it in like the add-on section or something. I don't see one that's just a tier. But another thing is like check out how they break this up. You've got some text, some images, some text, some images. I can tell you this little animation right here. Normally you'd use something like a GIF, but on Kickstarter, if you use a web file, what's it called? A WebF or WebB or something like that.
Right.
It like loads faster. It works better. There's less glitches, and it just works well on a lot of different websites. However, they're kind of a pain to make. That's something I lean to this guy for. I'm like, hey, I need some of those web files. Could you make one real quick? but they
And
work well.
the web files have issues transferring over to other platforms that I've also noticed. I think the WebPF
Sometimes.
ones, yeah, that's the only downside. I agree with you. It loads quickly and it plays. But what I've noticed as it crosses platforms, it's not as user friendly if you were to take it over to somewhere else. So
Right.
just as a side note.
Right. So yes, if you're interested in this comic, be forewarned. It is a mature rated book. There are, some
Boobies.
covers. There's boobies. And generally, I haven't used him yet, but generally, if there's going to be a book that has boobies, you could bet that Steph Wilson is probably involved in doing some sort of variant cover. He has a big following, so whenever he gets invited to do a cover, that's usually going to boost some followers automatically. Anyway, this is an interesting little graphic setting up different location costs. I don't see that too often.
That's cool. It's a nice little perk.
So all in all, what are your last thoughts on this while I load up the next one?
I really like this campaign. I like the way they put it together. The intro, like I said, could be sped up just a little bit more for timing's sake. The gag is cool. The running gag throughout, especially with the cat in the cut scenes to help transition to the next slides. I like it. I think it's great. I'd want to say I would pick it up, but I need the other issues. There's other things, but this campaign, it looks damn solid. Damn solid, I must say.
Damn solid.
Damn solid. Aha!
Aha!
And I just want to see more boobies.
Well, to be honest, I think that's why these campaigns do well, because that just does
everybody
well
wants to see boobies.
Yeah. All right, next one up, Pots and Panels, a comic book anthology and cookbook. A 440-page food-themed graphic novel anthology featuring stories and recipes from over 80 of your favorite creators. Look at this. We've got a $28,000 goal, ladies and gentlemen. That is high. My goodness. That's rough.
That is steep. That is... Oh. Okay.
Doing some quick math here. They've got $10,114 already, but we divide that by 198 backers. That gives you an average of $50 per backer, approximately. Right? If you want to get $28,000 at that average, that's 560 backers. That's a lot, man.
That is a lot.
And I get why when you have an anthology, especially one that's 440 pages. My goodness, you're gonna need to pay all these different people, and there might be even some pretty big names on here. But so it makes sense that you need that money. But man, that's a rough.
And cookbooks are not cheap to produce. I mean, they take a lot of work. So I'm curious to see how they put this all together, because for 400 pages, good Lord, that's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a one serving sitting.
No, it's multiple meals.
It's multiple meals right there, baby. Food humor.
All right. I mean, this one looks cool. Definitely rooting for this one. I agree. It's different. It's new. So let's see what the video tells us.
Pots and Panels is almost here. The food-inspired comic book anthology hits Kickstarter this October, with A-list comic creators Phil Hester, Ron Mars, Tim Seeley, Andy Kuhn, and a murderer's row of top indie creators. This anthology will be sure to satisfy your hunger. Besides the comics, the anthology features recipes from the creative teams, comic books, and food, a match made in the kitchen.
All right. That was it. Short and sweet.
I like it. I mean, it's a lofty goal, though. I mean, the minds and the creative teams behind this is great. And I'm hoping as we scroll down, we'll see who's doing what stories, because an anthology, again, you know, creative teams doing different stories that either interlace or have some theme, which I'm thinking is food. But wow. I mean, Wow. So
I know.
if all these creative people are involved, I would almost expect this to be a little bit higher. Like some of the other creatives that are involved in this, I'm surprised have not thrown their
Well,
weight behind it.
Here's the thing about anthologies, and this is one of the reasons why I haven't done an anthology yet, because I usually feel overwhelmed already when it comes to making campaigns. But when it comes to an anthology, all of the work falls on the person who's putting it together, right? So I've watched a lot of anthologies. Travis Gibb does a lot of anthologies, and he's really good at about promoting it. But basically, what ends up happening is you get asked to do something like make a couple pages for a book or whatever. You submit them, and then you walk away, and you like expect that it's being taken care of by somebody. You know,
Oh, the
and like
Kickstarter fairy comes and blesses your meal, your artwork,
yes.
and your campaign.
And so yeah, they're like, well, hey, you're the one that's in charge of this thing. It's your deal. And so a lot of the times I feel like, you know, the people who are part of the anthology don't get basically their fair share of workload when it comes to like promoting, you know. Like I think if I was to do an anthology campaign and be like, all right, here's the deal, you're gonna, you know, do this part, but you also have to, if you want to get your cut, you're gonna have to like make a certain amount of posts, and you're gonna have to like share to your fans, you know, that kind of stuff, so that
Right.
we can reach all of these different audiences from all these people, which is the whole point of doing an anthology, right? Otherwise, you got this one person who may or may not have a following trying to promote all this stuff.
Doing all the
Right?
heavy
So-
lifting.
yeah. But I see that a lot with anthologies. If you guys have done an anthology, I know a couple of you guys know Travis. Like, let me know what your experiences have been, because I would. I've thought about doing one, but I was just like, man, that's going to be a lot of work for me. I do not envy anybody who like is in charge of doing an anthology. It's a lot of work.
So as we're looking at the first page here, what I mean, does it at least
I can-
explain?
Yeah, I'll read it here. It says, Pots and Panels. For the first time, some of the comic book industry's biggest names have joined forces with rising stars from the indie comic scene to create a unique, entertaining anthology that mixes the culinary world with graphic storytelling. So what is it? It's a softcover collection of 50 short comic book stories centered around food, spanning multiple genres. Additionally, the compilation will contain a section of full recipes submitted by the creators with personal notes explaining why each dish is dear to them. And we've got some examples. You'll get typically genius Steve Niles' story, 30 Days of Night, and a glimpse of Steve's taste in cuisine with his technique for beef. I do not know how to say this word. Bourguignon? I don't know. I think it's a French word.
Beef bolognese?
No, that's
Oh.
definitely not what this word is. It's Bourguignon.
Because it's
Or-
small.
Bourguignon? I don't know. If anybody speaks French, you can correct me. So, forward by Michael Avon Omig, Eisner-winning artist known for Powers victories. So, who cooked up this project? Just about every major mid-level and small publisher from the last 25 years has at one time or another published at least one of the creators appearing in this anthology. Added up, the creators of this anthology have well over 1,000 years of comic creating experience, including Tim Seeley, Steve Grant, Phil Hester, Andy Kuhn, Steve Niles, Hilary Barta, Jason Makowski, Chuck Satterley, all kinds of names on here that I recognize. Austin Janowski, Eric Palicki, lots and lots of names, right? So lots of different people involved. 50 original stories, 60 recipes. So this sounds like a really cool project, I gotta say. So enjoy this free sample, 2 completed stories. This first story is by legendary Daredevil, Punisher, Batman writer Steve Grant with art by rising star Antonio Rojo. So we got some great looking art right here. I like the style this has. I like how the overlay kind of is making the black line art like not quite black. There's a little bit of like a red tint over it.
All right.
And then we have Second to 50 Stories by Marvel Comics creator Austin Janowski and drawn by Ricardo De Pablo. So this has got a totally different style to it. And then instant reward with any pledge. We're so sure you'll love Pots and Panels. We'll give you a third story free with any pledge, even as low as $1. That's a pretty sweet deal for just $1. For the best part, we'll send the reward right away without waiting for the campaign to end.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah, like little bonus right away. Like
Right.
that. There's more samples from out of the book, little one-page shots. So, and then there's some recipes. So this is, like I said, this is a book that's got a lot of cool stuff, and I think that they need your support in helping spread the word of this amazing project. This is something I've never seen before, but I love the idea. What about you?
It's ambitious. I mean, I love the
Sure.
idea. The one area of opportunity that I see is the stretch goals, the incentives. One of the
Mhm.
things that I would suggest that I would have done is that at a mid-level tier, the cookbook, all the recipes are available in a digital download.
Mhm.
Because I would think that would be kind of cool. Like, okay, I may not care about all the stories, but the recipes, okay, this could be kind of fun. And in a digital format, you're not out any money, but you are getting people kind of engaged because this is your focus for the recipes, food and art. I would absolutely throw that in as a perk so that you can digitally have the recipes without having to crack open the comic and all of that. Because there are a lot of collectors like myself. If I did this,
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to go through there and find the recipes. I would want them in a digital format or its own little, pamphlet or something like that. But
Yes.
I think there's so many cool things and there's so much in this book that they need a lot of word of mouth on this one because I don't know what else to tell them, especially with everyone involved in this. And Steve has a huge following. I mean, I'm friends with Steve. The man is a genius. I've had some great conversations with him. And one of my best conversations I had with him was with the Warriors when him and Brooks had zombies versus vampires. And that was great. Marks walked off the set because Steve Niles' zombies beat up his vampires. It was great. But
Well,
Steve
speaking of, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Speaking of digital, I would do want to point out that this is something that can be improved upon this campaign. Let me go ahead and show this real fast. This is the campaign. I'm trying to show it as big as possible, so I'm going to go full screen here. These are the rewards off to the right, okay? So they've got this $1 reward, which we already know from reading that it's going to give you an extra story, even if you back for $1, which is a great thing. But then as we come down, the very next reward is a inspired food theme print set for $20, culinary school digital PDF edition of the entire anthology for $25, and then a t-shirt, then a set of bookmarks, and then I think this is our first edition of the book. It's at $45, right?
Okay.
So like you said, the only digital reward that they have here is the whole book for digital, both the stories and the recipes, for $25. So I think you're right. I think they could benefit from having a slightly smaller tier because the thing about, digital rewards is that it's a good thing for people who are unsure for like running series, ongoing series. They're like, oh, I got to get 7 or 8 issues, but it's a way for people to like back a bunch of different campaigns without having to break the bank. They're like, I can spend $5 per campaign and get the book digitally. And if they don't have the recipes, as the standalone as a reward, I would certainly add it as an add-on. Say, hey, get just the recipes as an add-on digital file.
Yeah,
and I would even make it as I would even promote it as like a printable digital file, so they could like print it off and put it in a 3-ring binder and put it on their kitchen shelf, so they can have all those recipes printed out.
Heck yeah,
But-
because I would even love to do a show of us like preparing all of their recipes. I mean, this has
That's
so
a lot
many
of recipes.
That's fine. At least it gives me content for 300, plus pages of whatever they came up with, and it would be
Sure.
fun. And I think that you're missing more of an interaction to expand the word. And I think the problem with those stretch goals, they're too far down, and in that sub menu, they're too small. I really think you need to call attention to it. The video is great. There's nothing I can suggest on the video side, but it's balls out marketing at this point. Is how do you get your message across? What is that message, and what are your deliverables? Because right now, it's a big step to just get something for nothing. And I do like the dollar. I think that's a brilliant idea, and I would be headlining that at the top for sure.
Yeah. I mean, and I shudder to think like what's already been done for this comic, for this book. I mean, it looks like all these people have already written stories.
Dude, a lot of work has gone into this.
There seems to have been at least a couple of sample pages done for each one of these. And so to not be able to get anything would be, a sad day. So that's one of those things. Like if I was making this book and I knew I needed, what was it, $28,000 to pay everyone, that's a tough call, because it's like, well, what if I set the goal at 14,000 and I reach that goal, but I only make a little bit more than that. And I still got to come up with another, 14,000 to pay these people. But I think there's like other avenues you could go about raising more money, whereas with this, if you don't hit your goal, you don't get any of it.
You're kaput.
That's a tough one.
Actually, right now, and I'm very disappointed that they haven't taken advantage of this. I will guarantee you 25% of his creatives are at New York Comic Con. They should be promoting the crap out of this weekend in New York to bring awareness, even just have a small tablet right there at somebody's table. I know Steve's not there, but I know Seeley's out in New York right now for a fact. So there's some huge opportunity, but you're going to have to move quick to capitalize on it, to set up a tablet and just easy rewards, even a New York Comic Con exclusive reward. I would,
and
just run it during the campaign.
If I was at that show, I would have put one of the recipes on a card, and then get all these other recipes as well as all this other content on the back with a QR code that goes straight to the Kickstarter. Yep. Kind of give people a sampling of the thing. That'd be pretty cool. But there is still time. There was let's see, how many days they have left? They still have 20 days. So, and like I said, there's definitely a reach for it. They got 200 backers. They're a little over a third of the way there. So they need a lot of support. Go out and support it, share it, tell people about it, because I do think it's a great campaign. Dan's helping to remind everyone to hit that like button, friends. Thank you for that. Be sure and do that.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
And again, as a reminder, before we get into our third and final indie comic, we are doing a giveaway of the show. So after the show, be sure and go to the YouTube channel and comment on this video. Anybody that comments on this video in the comment section will be entered to win this hardback of Mythica Darkness Rising. Collects the first 6 issues of Mythica, signed by me, and we will announce that winner on the next show. So you don't have to be present at the show to win, but we will be telling you who won at the next show. So we'll be tuning into the next show next Friday. All right. So with that being said, are we ready to dive into
Mercer number 2?
Mercer number 2. There it is. Right about here.
Funk so brother.
All right. Let's see. Let's switch to this one. Mercer issue 2, The Monster in the Bed, chapter 2. Looks like they are really close to hitting their goal with 8 days to go. So let's see. There doesn't seem to be a video here. Dun dun dun. So hopefully it'll tell us everything we need to know down in the story section. Let's see. In the story section, it starts off with "We're back, baby." For those of you that joined us on the journey during the making of Mercer 1, say welcome back. Thank you for being here. We'd love to be back. For those of you just joining us, welcome. We're glad you found us. I'm Jason, co-creator of Mercer and the writer. We have a super talented team, yada, yada. Skipping forward. I like to say I've been in the comics business my entire life, yada, yada. Skipping forward. Military life, big plans for this book. I hate to be rude, but like I want to know what this comic's about. So that's why I'm skipping forward, guys. Not because I don't love Jason. We got some credits here. So here's some artwork, and I don't know if you can see it, but like hidden in the backgrounds are like the names of the authors and the creators, sort of like cinematic style of title placement here.
Oh, yes, I see it.
So I'm reinvesting the sales made on issue 1 into this issue. All creators involved. Thanks again. This comic book series is rated mature. Synopsis. Okay. You know what this is called? What's this called when it's this far down?
Burying the lead. Stop it. Knock it off. This is silly. This is too far. Too far.
Burying the lead. That's right. This is one of our number 1 tips that we give on this show.
Yes, Colleen, Barry. We had to dig so far for that. I'm in China already. God damn it.
This is something we talk about on this show all the time. One of the top tips for crowdfunding is don't bury the lead. There are at any given time 200 to 300 comic campaigns on Kickstarter, and people need to know right away, like, why should I back yours? If you're only relying on your, return followers, then you're not going to grow very fast, right? You need to treat each issue as if it's a brand new issue, and this is why you're going to love it, and this is what's involved, and then get into all that other stuff, right? But that being said, we're at the synopsis, so let me see what it says. Nathan Mercer is a hard-nosed, no-nonsense New York City police detective and part of the elite intelligence division. While on the hunt for the notorious crime boss known only as the Scorpion, Nathan apprehends Eddie Salazar, one of the Scorpion's henchmen. During the arrest, Nathan has an altercation with one of the arresting officers that lands him in hot water with his captain. He's assigned a new partner, Madison Cook, and together they set out to find the Scorpion. Meanwhile, we are witness to a demonic ritual that our mysterious villain uses to summon a demon known as the Utakar. When Mercer and Madison stumble into a violent robbery, the chase leads them to a park where they discover the body of a young victim, an enigmatic Aiden McLeod who warns of ancient evil descending upon the city. Whew. That was a lot.
Wow. In the end, there can be only one. I am the Cloud, the Clan McLeod, and I will fight the tentacle being.
So, what is a pitch, right? The elevator pitch, right? Go for, that was rhetorical, but I'll let you answer. Right?
I mean, you got 3 minutes. You're in an elevator with somebody. You have power of decision-making caliber. You have 3 minutes to get your idea across. This is not that. You have an finite amount of time, not only for a pitch, but for a person's attention span, which basically is 3 seconds. So, going this deep for the synopsis that is very chunky. We'll use those words. Very chunky. This is too far, too deep, and too much.
I'm gonna try to summarize this. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of peruse through it again and try to break down the who, what, when, why, and all we really need to know if we're supporters is who is the story about. How can I relate to this person? So if you say super powered being, well, I'm not a super powered being, so that doesn't give me any real connection. It could trigger the coolness factor. A guy that shoots guns from his hands. Okay, that's interesting. But then the next thing is what's the conflict, and then what should happen if they fail. That's kind of like why I should care, kind of thing, right? So we know that this guy is a police detective. and some part of some elite division. He's on the hunt for a crime boss. All right. So that's who he is. He's a police detective, and he's trying to hunt down a crime boss. We don't really need to know the names of these characters. Like, all those pronouns don't do anything for us being more interested, right? The names of the characters will be revealed when we read the book. Right?
It's fluff. It's filler at this point.
Yeah, and at this point there was like a multitude of names in here, so just kind of over fluffed it a little bit, right? Like the stay fluff. So then we have that he apprehends him during their arrest. He has an altercation. None of that is, necessarily part of the pitch. So they stumble on a violent robbery, chase leaves in the park. They discover the body of a young victim. So again, that's not like what the story is about. That's something that happens in the story, right? So will they or will they not succeed in X? Saving the city from an evil descending upon the city, from, doing whatever. That's the part that we need to know, whether or not they will fail or succeed. And the more unlikely that happens, it's like, will John Wick be able to survive with the entire world of assassins coming down upon him? I can understand what that means, and I can understand how difficult that's going to be when there's a whole world of assassins. That sounds like a very unlikely win. I want to know how he's going to succeed, right? That's all you got to do. 1 or 2 sentences. Give me what's really going on, what the really core of the story is. And the more exciting you can make it sound, the more interesting that it'll be, right?
You want to set the stage. And this is something that I actually told someone who's thinking about starting a Kickstarter campaign. I'm like, do the Spider-Man pitch. I'm like, what do you mean? I says, everybody loves Spider-Man because he suffers from everyday problems. At least the original Spider-Man. That was his thing. He was a college student. He worked for the Daily Bugle. He did all of these normal day things, but he was bit by a radioactive spider, and now he has all these power. With great powers comes great responsibility. That's the pitch. That's Spider-Man. Everyday kid, bit by a radioactive spider, trying to do what's right. Boom. Think of that when you're building your campaign. And this is where this one misses, because we've got so much chunky, fluffy, stay puffy fluff that we're losing the message. And it's so far down that we're missing the point. This is issue 2. And I know they're trying to build on their existing fans, and that's great. But how do you appeal to the new fan? How do you get more readers to come in to partake and be part of your world? The world building will come. We don't care. What are we getting in for now? And that's kind of where you're at.
Jason's here with us today. I love it when the creators are actually with us on the show. He says, good feedback noted. So how can we make the best of what we got and with the time that we have? You got 8 days left. You are just $500 away from goal. My guess is usually at the end of a campaign, it boosts up anyway. So chances are good you're going to hit your goal. But you've got time right now to like build a 2 or 3 sentence pitch about what this story is really about, just really the most exciting aspects of it, and like what's going to really appeal to people. Is it because it's a crime story? Is it because it's an action? Is there going to be lots of violence? And then what's at stake if they should lose? Are they going to end up, is the city going to be taken over by evil, or whatever the premise is? And get that at the very, very top. Right away. And then combine that with a couple of cool action shots, or shots that correlate with the genre and the theme that you're going for. So you've got some great buddy cop type of imagery, which I'll show here. I'll scroll down here. By the way, these are some cool shots here, like these action shots.
The art is great. I love the hatch work on this. And yeah, I totally get Lethal Weapon vibe. Exactly. And I'm a huge fan. Lethal Weapon, absolute favorite film of all time, introduces the buddy cop genre. Mel Gibson was signing autographs for $500 at San Diego, or at Salt Lake. I honestly thought about doing it. I was almost on my way there to go get a signature. But
I made a comment about that. But go ahead.
But that said, this is, go for the heart pitch. You love this character. Why do you love this character? Give us your emotional attachment. Give us a quick pitch that is nothing but your love and what's the story, and give us some of these images and let it fly, baby. Because I think you have an obvious passion, Jason, for this project, and I love it. It's just you've got things again out of sync. Thank you for your service. We appreciate everything that you have done. Let us let you entertain the world. Put that up at the top. Lead off with it.
Yeah, another thing that could be a good source of inspiration is to go back to those movies that you love, like Lethal Weapon, and read their pitch. What does it say? They have, like, I'll read the one for just what Wikipedia says. Following the death of his wife, Los Angeles police detective Martin Riggs becomes reckless and suicidal when reassigned with his partner Roger Murtaugh, and immediately clashes with the old officer, and together they undercover a drug trafficking type of deal. It was closed off after that. So and then if you go to their posters, like, they have even a shorter, like, one sentence pitch in most cases. I think there's one here that says, that one's really small, I can't see that one. So yeah, use those as like inspiration. I think those would be a great source of that. Right. But all in all, I feel like this is probably a really fun, good 80s style buddy cop story. But I need to get that information to me a little bit faster. Right.
Yep. We got to dig for that info. It's not up at the front. It's not easily accessible.
Right. All right. So, and so that brings us to the final decision, which I've been busy pushing buttons, so I don't have anything ready. So I'll let you wrap up with your thoughts on all three while I get together my stuff.
I mean, this week is tough. I mean, and again, we're not here to throw shade or bash or anything. We are here to helpfully critique and inspire people to put the best campaign for their product out there. Between my experience and Matt's experience in the comic book industry, we have been around for a few decades, a century maybe. I mean, I'm old as dirt, so I just moisturize. But I don't. This is tough, man. I don't.
Well, and the toughest part about this week is that they're all so different. We've got the last one here, Mercer, is just a traditional, what we consider indie comic creator making his own indie comic. Then we've got this giant anthology that's just massive, massive, massive. And then we have this also indie comic, but, kind of exploding in popularity due to its genre on Kickstarter. So they're all just very, very different. So
Are you kidding me?
I kicked myself out of there. I don't even think you know.
Oh my God. I thought I was like, oh man, I thought I dropped out again. I was just like, man, this sucks. It was you the whole time.
So I'm going to have to remove this button. There's a button on my mouse that's a back button. And my cat's drumming around on my thing, and I moved my hand and hit it, and it because I was open in this window, it went back one and took me out. Thankfully, I was able to get back quickly.
At least it wasn't me this time. That's all I got to say. It was not me. Yee! I was about to start having like a litany of cuss words. Like, what the?
I will say this. I don't know how the other streaming platforms work. I'm looking into those because the rates did go up here. But that's one of the benefits of doing StreamYard is that it's streaming from StreamYard, not from my server, not from your server. So, like, technically, if we both cut out, it would still be going without us. Which I don't know nice. how long it would do that before it finally shut off. But so yeah, we have a tough decision. But what I was about to say, guys, is leave your comments in the chat. Which one do you think we should support this week, or which one do you support and feel like is the best choice? This is a tough one. And if we don't come up with the same answer, Smurf, we'll have to divert to the wheel of destiny. Oh man, I'm still torn, but I think think I've got my decision. And
I think
Jason
I
says
have-
Mercer. I would hope you would say Mercer, Jason.
Just a little voice in the corner. Mercer. I want Mercer.
There's that voice. There's that voice.
I can do other voices. Just saying.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right.
All right. So, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I'm dude, this one's tough. I'm very torn with my decision. I'm putting that out there right now. I'm very torn with my decision.
Me too.
But
honestly, there's a part of me that wants to go with each one of these for a different reason. So it was a tough call, but I had to choose one, and yet we might have different answers. We might have to revert to the wheels. So let's get to the drum roll. We got the same. I remember the name of it. You just called it the cookbook.
Well, I got panels, I got a pot, and then cookbook. Bam, baby.
Bam, baby.
Bam.
All right. So, what reasoning did you have for choosing pots and pans?
Oh, all of the campaigns that we saw, this was the biggest and most complete pitch that was offered up. As much as I loved Blade Shot, there's still some opportunities there, and I like it. I'm all for it, but I really like the premise, the idea, and the pitch on pots, pans, and panels. And I think this is probably the most unique, and I haven't seen this before, so it really got my wheels like, oh, I want to see this, and that's pretty much the only reason why I kind of went this way, because it's not something that I have seen in all of my years.
Yeah. I felt like the Blade Shot provided all the things that you're looking for, the checklist of like, what it's about, all the things. Like they're very organized with their campaign. But I have seen it before. I've seen lots of stuff like that. I'd never seen anything like the pots and pans one. That was really something new to me, and like the idea of having a cookbook was enticing,
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that they did the as with all the stuff that they have going on, I thought they did a pretty good job trying to give as much of that information as possible. There really wasn't a point in there where I was like, oh, you should have told us this first. You should have told us that first. It was more about, you just need to get all these people to help promote it for you,
Yeah, I mean, the flow and the direction of everything that they pitch is great. There's nothing that I would say, well, this is out of order or this needs to be here. The placement is great. It is, again, about it's the marketing side of it that is the hardest about this. But again, if the people involved in this just threw a little bit of their weight behind it, I have no doubt that they would fund.
Yeah, I totally agree. All right, guys. So we made our choice. We're going to go back to them a little bit later. Once again, before we go, don't forget to go comment on the YouTube video. Once this loads, once this closes, you'll be able to comment on it to enter to win this hardback edition. And if you guys are interested in the idea of making a shirt, especially one that says, like the band t-shirt idea, comments about that. Say, hey, yeah, I think that's a great idea, because the next thing is maybe having an art contest to get that designed. So let us know in those comments on YouTube. In the meantime, want to see us out, Smurf?
In the meantime, it's Halloween, guys, so go out there, trick or treat, do some Halloween stuff. But run fast, laugh hard, and always be kind. Good night!